to a sensational 29-degree day at the University of Melbourne, the home of varsity sports. My name is Hannah Kuhar. With me today I have Warren Pascoe. Warren, welcome.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Glad to be here.
And what a game we have on our hands. Today, of course, is the semi-final, the second semi-final of the varsity competition in the Men's AFL League. Obviously, between the mighty University of Melbourne and the University of Adelaide, who have come down to join us.
That's right, Hannah, and both universities are Australian university sport powerhouses. They regularly dominate the nationals in Division 1 and 2, which was formerly the Australian University Games Varsity Challenge events, capture this incredible rivalry that continues to get bigger and bigger.
So today we are broadcasting, of course, we're live from the University of Melbourne, but we are on the University and Adelaide University Sports Facebook pages, as well as tuning in on varsitychallenge.com.au. So wherever you're joining us from, welcome to the broadcast.
And please share with your friends, colleagues and alumni. Or if you're near to the university today, we're at University Oval, that's at Parkville campus. So come down, grab a free sausage from the barbecue or a jam donut. Also, the first 50 spectators to visit the Melbourne University Sports Tent will receive a free Boost voucher.
Oh, wouldn't mind a bit of that on this warm day, Warren.
Absolutely.
What's your go-to Boost flavour?
Big fan of banana.
Banana?
Yeah, banana, strawberry.
I have to say,
fruits.
Pure Eden is winning my heart at the moment. On a day like this, mighty sensational.
We've got a brass band out there at the moment, kicking up a storm.
I see a few familiar VCA faces. We've got Harry Potocznik on the drums. And of course the support cast, nice and loud, a lot of atmosphere down at this oval.
We need to get you down there on your violin.
Oh, Warren, I think today is definitely not the day. Of course, we're sticking to the sports today. The Varsity Challenge is a university-based sporting competition, and it features a number of sports, including, obviously, AFL rules football, but badminton, basketball, hockey, soccer, touch football, tennis, ultimate frisbee and netball. So quite the selection. If you are a student watching today, you can contact your university sporting department to see if you can get involved, and you can obviously head to our websites, varsitychallenge.com.au, to learn more.
And today is a chance for supporters of both universities to show their allegiance and support their teams. Both teams today are 100% students, currently undertaking study at their respective institutions.
Warren, you're a former Melbourne Uni student. Have you had the chance to run out in the varsity colours?
Absolutely not. I'm an armchair athlete and I play passive sports.
Passive sports. Hey, e-gaming is becoming a thing. Maybe this will be your calling soon enough.
There's hope for me yet. Let's talk about the match earlier today. Monash University ran out winners in the other Australian rules football semi-final between the University of Sydney and Monash. So the winner of this game will be playing Monash University next week for a spot in the grand final.
A tough grand final with Monash coming through by 100 points today. That was 116 to 16. My goodness, I think Monash are going to be the team to beat.
It sounds like it, but we'll see what the outcome is of this match. And
yeah, we know from last year's game, this game is the semi-final replay. So looks like we're about to get started. Ball's up in the air. We're ready to go right here at the University of Melbourne.
And the umpire throws it up. And we've got a free kick, and it is going to the way of Melbourne. Quick kick out of the centre.
Jack Humphrey wastes no time, and the ball's in Adelaide's hands. They're running, and they've gotten the clearance out. Heading towards the boundary now. A long kick down to Cameron McPherson with a safe mark on the boundary.
Throw in by the umpire there, just picked up by the University of Adelaide. It's a tight, scrappy contest. Melbourne University with the ball, forward kick, and a nice mark there taken
straight into the hands of Connor Lappin. The mighty captain wastes no time in getting his hands on the ball, ready for a bit of a kick out. Would you say 40 metres or so, Warren?
About 35-40 metres. No breeze, slight ankle maybe, but shouldn't trouble him too much, I'd imagine.
Yep. He's a trusty kick, I've heard, Connor, so I suggest it goes straight through, and so it does not.
And just to the right, we put the mods on him. So first blood to the University of Melbourne. They lead by 1 behind at the moment. Kick in by the University of Adelaide, the pocket there.
Out to Cameron, and sensational mark by Cameron McPherson, the ice cream machine. He goes along the wing, and it's a mark straight to Elias.
Elias kicks long, looking for a teammate, but it slips through his hands. Kick on by the University of Adelaide, number 3.
Running. Ingy goes for the kick. He gets a little one off, but it is straight back into the University of Melbourne's hands.
Intercepted by the University of Melbourne. Quick kick down to the wing. So we might have a throw in on the wing here.
Little
just
push
in front of the commentary box.
Yeah, little push from Jack Humphrey there, the St Hilda's man, but he gets straight up and we're back. Now the ball's out flying towards the wing and back over the boundary line. Warren, it's pretty impressive today that we've got such a crowd down, really making the most of those free boost vouchers, I think.
Absolutely, and you've got the donuts and the sausages as well, so really is no excuse to get down here and get a piece of the action.
Cameron McPherson comes charging out, kicks the ball towards the middle of the ground. It's in the safe hands of Hamish Wallace there, who ball ends up back in Lockie Langford's hands. I've got a feeling today Lockie Langford will be the man with leather poisoning.
And he kicks forward and he finds a teammate there in...
Connor Lappin again.
Nice.
Let's hope that he slots this one through and that we haven't put the commentator Moz on this one. But similar spot from before, just slightly to the right.
And University of Melbourne kicking to the Swanston Street end. University of Adelaide going to the Royal Park end.
He lines up. It's a big ball, flat kick. And slightly to the right again, 2 points to the University of Melbourne.
And University of Melbourne currently leading at the moment, 2 points to no score to Adelaide.
We're seeing a bit of a zone technique with the University of Melbourne here. The ball's gone straight back into their hands, just over the centre square. They're chipping it around, but it finds some Adelaide hands.
Intercept mark there by the University of Adelaide in a defensive 50.
Beautiful. Lockie Cameron kicks it out to the wing, and I think it's just crossed the boundary line there.
And we'll have a throw in.
Yeah, I must say, an unseasonably warm day for Melbourne.
Absolutely.
The weather has definitely turned it on today. And again, we go high, up into the University of Melbourne square. We dodge left, right, but 2 tackles from Adelaide bring the mighty Melbourne down. It looks like it's going to be a ball.
Holding the ball decision there, paid against the University of Melbourne. Uni Adelaide to take the free kick.
Uncontested mark in the middle of the ground. We go down the centre. It's a long kick out to Stuart Henschel.
He marks in the centre and kicks long, looking for a teammate.
Elias on the ball.
Mark.
Oh, Elias has dropped that one.
Clearing up there. And just pushing the ball forward. It's on the centre wing.
Bit of a one-on-one.
Might have a throw in, no.
No, ball picked up. Long kick from the University of Melbourne. Completely into Adelaide hands. They've got a few loose men back there. And a big bump down there from Scott Wiley, the agriculture superstar.
Agriculture superstar, eh?
I hear they breed them tough in the country, and Scott is no exception.
So we're going to throw in here, about 50 metres out from the goals of the University of Melbourne. Tap down goes the way of University of Adelaide. Strong tackle.
Charging through comes Mitch Marini. You wouldn't pick it from a guy from corporate finance. He's got the agility, the money moves and the footy moves.
Well, he's going to need them out there today in this big game. Strong tackle there.
And it's going to be a long clearing kick down the wing, almost into the hands of Ryan Samet, but not quite. The ball spills over to the side.
We've got another throw in.
With a bit of afternoon sunshine.
Umpire brings the ball back into play. Tapped down by the University of Adelaide. Quick kick out of the contest there. Bouncing ball retrieved by the University of Melbourne. Long kick forward, looking for a teammate in.
Connor
Lappin again getting involved. Strong mark.
It's going to be a long one. Who is it?
Centres it. Oh.
They get up high, those boys, but...
Mitch Marini with the spoil there. We've got a tackle in the centre. It looks like the University of Melbourne might create a scoring opportunity here.
Ball slips back. It's looking like Jack Humphreys on it, but alas, the ball slips clear to the other number 4, Mitch Marini.
Clears up for the University of Adelaide, and their nice long clearing kick there going forward.
It looks like number 19, Jamie Bundaberg, the full forward for Adelaide, is getting a little restless, a little toey. The ball hasn't come down his side end yet, as the ball just enters the University of Melbourne's forward 50.
And they'll look to bring it back forward. He's tackled, but it's not holding ball. He gets the handball away. Looking for a teammate, but that's intercepted by the University of Melbourne. We've got a ball up in the centre wing.
Ball goes up. It looks like it's being tapped out just towards the boundary there. Bit of a kick, but it spills over the edge. It's always going to be a tough first quarter when you know you have 2 quality outfits in Melbourne and Adelaide.
Absolutely, Hannah. These 2 teams, of course, played each other last year in the semi-final at this very ground.
And the ball gets kicked into Adelaide's forward 50. It's tough, and they break it out. Weaving, ducking, weaving, and the ball ends up back in Melbourne hands, chipped towards the middle. It looks like it's going to be...
Overruns the ball, 13 there for University of Adelaide, Jackson Deering.
A safe mark from Liam Maiden, kicks it out over to the commentary wing, over to Tom Hodgkin.
Tom Hodgkin looking for a teammate. He goes long inboard.
Oh, a strong mark from our man.
And finds Connor Lappin. Heavily involved at the moment in this contest.
The big captain goes left, right, goes through the middle, takes on Adelaide, goes for the goal. It spills to the right. But another point on the board, 3-0 at this early stage.
And we've played 8 minutes and 40 seconds at the moment in this first quarter.
A booming kick out from Adelaide sees the ball onto the wing, into the safe hands of Mingma Sherpa. He takes his time, chips it back to the middle. Safe footy from Adelaide, but again...
That's intercepted by the University of Melbourne, number 20, Toby Kuehl.
Oh, a brave kick. A bit of a hospital pass there, but it's in the safe hands. Oh, safe hands of Toby Morn over the bingo master. Did you know?
Bingo master, no, I did not know that.
Look, if Toby's footy game can be as good as his bingo, I think Melbourne will be in trouble today. And the ball very dangerously close to the mid. Oh,
Long
top of the goal square.
There you go. It's Connor Lappin again.
Top of the goal square. Can he sink this one?
Well, he's marked it about 20 metres out, directly in front.
Oh, waste no time. He chips
plays
it.
on.
Oh, selfless Lappin, and a beautiful kick. I'd say from 10 centimetres, a sure goal.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to find out who kicked that down there.
Melbourne drawing first blood.
So it's Melbourne 139 at the moment. University of Melbourne 139, University of Adelaide yet to score. 10 minutes played in the first quarter.
We've seen a lot of selfless leadership. Obviously, Connor Lappin, the superstar, going the little chip over when he could have gotten one on the board for himself. But in the AFL as well recently, we've seen Geelong happy to chip it over.
Yeah, it's very common style of play in the AFL. These guys are obviously...
We're not about
taking that on
individual
board as
snags.
well.
We just want to give it to our teammates. And it looks like we've got another one. A sizzling hand pass from Cameron McPherson. The ball's spilling out into the hands of the mighty
Sherpa
Mingma.
Again. He kicks long inboard, looking for a teammate. Comes down.
Top of the goal square. It's contested. It's looking like another ball up.
Ball up 10 metres out from the University of Adelaide's goal.
Once the first one gets kicked, it's raining. Raining goals down here, I reckon.
Umpire's blown his whistle. He's spotted a free kick, and it will go the way of the University of Melbourne.
Yeah, it's really impressive to see. Back onto the captaincies. We've got captains within these teams. Oh! We just got a bit of a fly up from Trent Cossa up there. Didn't hold on to it.
Year.
But, we've got a few flyers at the moment. Some big kicks and some big marks.
Tight, scrappy contest at the moment out there. University of Adelaide have really stepped up in the last couple of minutes, I think. Looking to push forward again with Harry Edmonds.
The pressure's palpable on this one. You can see with the defensive pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Still in the hands of the University of Adelaide. Strong tackle there by Melbourne University, but
Zach Turnbull, unfortunately, unable to twist his way out of that one.
Clears things for the University of Melbourne, but can't find a teammate.
It's a dribbling kick down the wing. Picked up almost.
University of Adelaide applying the pressure here as they go forward.
Oh. Bit of a fly, but no mark. Ball back to the University of Melbourne, to Tom Barker, the EDFL star. And it's a high one. We'll see another fly. Oof. Not quite.
Here we go. Strong chance here for the University of Adelaide.
It's a big kick.
A quick kick.
Oh.
Say it went out of play, but it didn't go out of play. It's still in play.
Very, very wide.
Looks like it'll be cleared by the University of Melbourne here. As he kicks to a contest. We're on the centre wing here.
Picked up nicely
by Cashman. Gets it over the top, looking for a teammate. Can't find one. University of Adelaide should clear here. No. We don't have a turnover.
And the ball's going right down the middle. Contested.
Goes forward, but it's intercepted.
It's really tight. Oh.
University of Adelaide with the clearance. It's still in their forward 50. But the University of Melbourne looking to clear things up here.
Tom Hodgkin with a beautiful run on the wing. Hand passes it off. It looks to get it back. Slays a beautiful shepherd down the side.
Long kick looking for a teammate, and he's found one.
Into the mitts.
And Sam Allen, who goes in board.
And bang! Another goal. Massive goal to the University of Melbourne.
Yeah, that was a great running play. All set up from the University of Adelaide's back line.
The score is 2-3-15 to Adelaide. Big donuts.
Donuts. Speaking of donuts, there's free donuts down here.
That's right. If you're around the Parkville campus today, make sure you come check them out. I'm getting some thumbs up from the donut van. They're very keen for the jam donut today.
We've played 14 minutes in the first quarter of the 2019 semi-final Varsity Challenge between the University of Melbourne and the University of Adelaide. Umpire balls it up, and it's going to be cleared here by
Cam McPherson,
who goes long in board looking for a teammate. Was that a push? No.
He's usually a reliable kick, McPherson, but that one goes into Melbourne hands. Going long down the wing.
It looks like it's gone on the full.
Almost over to the...
McPherson to bring things back into play for us.
Over to the tennis courts. They're just checking out the facilities here at the University of Melbourne.
Great facilities down here.
But the ball has come back from the tennis courts back into the hands of McPherson. He goes for a long kick down the middle. And, a lot of flyers, but not a lot of marks today. And of course, that's the end of the quarter. We're playing 15-minute quarters here. Melbourne 2-3-15 to Adelaide 0-0-0.
They're quite an interesting and entertaining start to things here. As you said, University of Melbourne with the early lead, probably with most of the forward pressure. University of Adelaide with a couple of opportunities, but unfortunately for them, just couldn't capitalise.
But I must say, Adelaide's, we know they're a quality outfit. It's only a 15-point lead. I reckon they're going to be a strong chance in the second quarter of catching things up. But for the moment, it stands 2-3-15 to 0.
Oh, yeah. We've got our boundary rider, Liam, down there on the ground.
Liam Pedersen hunting for a Melbourne interview there. They've broken up into their line groups, so it's looking like it's going to be tough for the paparazzi down there. Poor Liam Pedersen.
Coach is still talking to their players and just finalising the tactics.
Adelaide gone for the one traditional group huddle. I mean, they've flown in for the game. They're a tight-knit unit, arms around each other. I'm expecting them to come out firing. They've had their moment of, should we say jet lag? The half hour, not even half hour. Expecting big things from Adelaide in the second term. Interesting to see a lot of defensive pressure today. I think the one feature of the game so far, we've seen players go up for flying marks, haven't quite pulled them in. It's the ball that's spilling on the ground that's really been the tale of this first quarter.
Yeah, maybe some first quarter nerves as well by the University of Adelaide. So hopefully for them they can settle and get back in the game.
That's the siren for the boys to get back on the field. As we know, they are 15-minute quarters, so even more important to really make the most of your opportunities here. I mean, we've seen the ball in the hands of Connor Lappin, the big captain, a few times today. Hasn't been able to convert for Melbourne, but they've still got the points on the board.
No, a few early misses, but he did set up a nice goal there with his teammate in Sam Allen.
Beautiful work from him. If there's one thing that I enjoy, it's captains showing real leadership.
And we're going to cross to Liam now, who's got an interview with us.
And cheers for that. Here with John Canis, the coach of the University of Melbourne. John, what did you think of that first quarter?
Well, they were pretty good, I thought, our guys. They moved it well, probably a little bit wasteful in front of goals, but we got two there, and we were able to keep a lot of pressure on the Adelaide guys, particularly up there into the ground, which is pleasing.
It looked like tackling pressure was one of the things that you guys were focusing on today. Was that a real focus going into the...
Yeah. We learnt last year that if they get you on the outside, they can move it pretty quick and skillful. So we want to try and get as close as we can and dispose of and don't get momentum and rhythm in their play.
Appreciate that, John.
And thank you, Liam. And we're ready to start things here in the second quarter of the second semi-final between the University of Melbourne, University of Adelaide. Umpire with the ball, throws it up. Nice tap down there by the University of Melbourne. Strong tackle in the middle. That's not going anywhere. We'll have another ball up in the centre.
Lockie Langford with his hands on the ball again. What did I tell you guys? He's going to be the man to watch.
Quick kick going forward there for the University of Melbourne.
Adelaide, oh, the big hand of
Jack
number
Green
15 down there.
He's won himself a free kick on the defensive 50. Goes in board, looks for a teammate, finds him.
Easily from Adelaide. Chips over to Hamish Wallace, who run. He doesn't quite get his hands on it. University of Melbourne scooping it in. It's going to look like another ball up.
No, there was another free kick. And that'll go to the University of Melbourne.
Massive clearing kick.
Board, looking for a teammate in Morgan. Misses the mark, but it falls down.
Five's on it. And it spills over. Not to be Sam Allen, but he's putting the defensive pressure on. Nope, gets outrun. Adelaide, a big kick, and it's going to cross the boundary line. A deliberate? Yes.
Out on the full, and they'll be brought back into play by Tom Hodgson. Goes in board, finds...
Win Pope, strong mitts. He goes for a long one, loads it up, heads towards the top of the goal square.
Strong tackle there by Deering, and the umpire will ball it up. About 30 metres out from the University of Melbourne's goal. Still no score yet in this second quarter.
Beautiful tap out from Moore. The Adelaide ruckman is all over it today. Tries to keep it in, young Jack Green, but it's going to be scrappy on the turf.
And of course, we're broadcasting live on Facebook.
That's right. Make sure you're tuning in via Facebook. You can check us out on also the varsitychallenge.com.au. And if you're in town, come and pay us a visit. The donuts are looking great. And of course, booze vouchers for the first 50, which I dare say we've surpassed now. We've got quite the crowd.
And it's Fife with the free kick. About 50 out from goal. Tight angle.
It's a long, high one, but
Sneaks it in for a behind. University of Melbourne, 2-4-16. University of Adelaide is still yet to score. We've played 2 minutes and 47 seconds here in the second quarter of the semi-final.
an easy kick straight into the hands of Toby Morn, the bingo champ. He
Bingo
goes down the
champ.
guts, down the guts.
Sherpa,
No
Goes
worries
long
from
out
Adelaide
wide.
here.
21.
Absolute clearing kicks down there. They're wasting no time in getting to the forward 50. And who is it? Oh, but Ryan Samet doesn't quite hold on to it, but the ball is looking much closer to Adelaide's end, much closer to that first truly needed goal.
Yeah, University of Adelaide desperate to get on the scoreboard here as the umpire balls it up. Tap there, won by the University of Adelaide, but it's going to be cleared by the University of Melbourne here.
They're looking, they've
University of Adelaide
found
goes
him.
in board. Who's he find?
Lockie Langford, he
Lockie
goes for
Langford.
goal,
Oh,
and
plays
it's
on.
just a point there from
Another
Lockie.
behind. Some wayward kicking by the University of Melbourne.
Right hand side every time. These boys have got to readjust.
That's brought back into play there very quick by the University of Adelaide. And it's Samet out there.
It's a running
the
race,
wing.
it's a running race. Mitch Marini's going to get to it. He gets to it and the ball spills over.
Another throw in. 4 minutes played. University of Melbourne 17. Adelaide still yet to score. Second quarter of the second semi-final of the Varsity Challenge. As the umpire brings it back into play. Tap downs won by the University of Adelaide. Tight scrappy contest.
The defensive pressure through the roof today. It's on the ground, on the decks again.
Umpire's found a free kick though. It's going to go the way of University of Adelaide. They don't waste any time. Play
Long.
on. Long kick forward.
We're looking for Jamie Bundaberg, but it doesn't quite reach him.
Can't take the mark. It's out of play and we've got a throw in.
He's a big man, Bundaberg.
Very close. Yes, he is. It's very close to the University of Adelaide's goals here. So they're
He's a huge
well
target.
within reach. Yep, absolutely.
I reckon the ball just needs to get in his mitts and he'll get the first one for Adelaide. He's a tall, strong marking prospect. But no, it's
Throw
back
in,
out to
won
Mitch
by the
Marini.
University of Adelaide. He's tackled there. And we're going to have another throw in.
Looks like our media hound Liam Petterson's over with an interview.
Yeah, thanks, Warren and Hannah. Just here with the Vice Chancellor of the University of Melbourne, Professor Duncan Maskell. Duncan, what did you think of that first quarter?
Well, I thought it was great, actually. I used to watch AFL when I was a kid back in England on the telly, so I'm not completely unfamiliar with the game, even though I've just been here 6 months. But I thought it was a good quarter, certainly a good quarter for Melbourne. They pinned them in their own half for most of the game, and 15-0 up at the quarter, I think was a good performance.
Beautiful day for it as well. What did you think about the weather, Professor Maskell? Not exactly like a day from the UK, I don't think.
This would be a beautiful summer's day in the UK. This might be the best summer's day in the UK, actually. So no, it's beautiful weather. Probably a bit too hot to play footy, but lovely day. Fantastic.
Brilliant. And do you have an AFL team that you call your own?
I do. I actually used to follow Carlton way back in the day when I was in England, and now I've moved within about 100 metres of the Princes Park ground, so I've got to go with Carlton.
Beautiful. All right, thanks for that, Professor Maskell. Back to you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for your work there, Liam, as we are back live.
Must say, good to see some of the almighty University of Melbourne sports staff down here. I've spotted Tony Sefton, of course, the coach of Katrina Bissett, the fourth fastest 400-metre runner in Australia ever, after her convincing run down at Sydney. But looking at running, we've got some momentum down from on the footy. We've got the ball's in Melbourne hands, straight.
As mismarked, will be cleared up by University of Adelaide here. Goes straight down the line, looking for a teammate in Disher, but he can't get it. University of Melbourne bring things back down forward. That's a strong mark there, taken by
Who
McPherson.
else? Oh,
He plays on and kicks a goal. Doesn't waste any time. It's 3-6-24 to the University of Melbourne. 7.5 minutes played. Adelaide University yet to score.
a really free-flowing game from Melbourne today. I'm wondering if John Carnes, coach of Melbourne Uni, has instructed his players just to go with their instincts here. Of course, a lot of these boys come from different footy clubs, different towns, different uni degrees even, so it's really important to just stick to that intuition, that footy IQ, which it looks like Melbourne have loads of today.
Very cohesive unit. You think it would be hard, coming together as a group with a bunch of players you've never played with much before, but no, they're doing really well.
I noticed I played in the Varsity Challenge in netball last year, and it is a really interesting experience to come together with players from, we might have seen each other across campus. Oh, you study environments, I study arts. But then the magic of these varsity events is that you can all come together and unite over that bond of sport. How lucky we are.
And that's what it's all about here today. Adelaide looking to push forward here. I think the ball inside the 50, but it might be cleared by the University of Melbourne. The soccer's off the ground there. Falls into the hands of Morgan. Gets around. Quick kick, but it's going to be intercepted.
Straight into the hands of Mitch Marini. He's looking for some options. Not many leads at the ball with Adelaide.
Halfback goes down the line looking for a teammate. No one on offer.
Unfortunately, the 4-on-1, it's not going to get in the hands of Hamish Wallace, but he does give it the almighty go.
I think the umpire's going to pay a free kick here. No. It's pushed over the line as he went over it there, the University of Adelaide player.
Fearless from Wallace to take on 4-on-1, still run it through. Very brave from him. But it's going to be a ball up from the umpire there. We're just
Throw in, tap down, won by the University of Melbourne. Quick handball out to
charging Fife through the middle. No one to stop him.
Throws it on the boot, looking for a teammate. Can't find one. It's going to fall in the hands of the University of Adelaide here. They should clear, but no. Goes over the line. We'll have a throw in.
Connor Lappin, I think the target on that one, but just not quite being played by his opponent very cleverly there.
Yeah, we're about 15 metres out from the University of Adelaide's goal.
Of course, if you're just joining us, welcome to the University of Melbourne. We have a game on our hands between Melbourne and Adelaide, looking for that spot in the grand final. And
Umpire's blown his whistle here. He's found a free kick. It's going to go to the University of Adelaide. And that's for a throw by the looks of it. Not sure who was responsible.
3-6-24 to 0. Adelaide still looking for that elusive first goal.
Coming up to 10.5 minutes played here in the semi-final.
Who's it going to be to kick that first one? I'm wondering if Ben Disher, the man who's seen the cash cow, Sunrise Cash Cow in person, I reckon he'll be making it rain today.
We need the cash cow down here. Inspire them.
Get a bit of cash on the field, I don't know.
Well, they're wearing black and white, so they've got the right colours on.
Maybe they'll hand it over to the corporate finance man in Mitch Marini. He's had a lot of ball today.
Oh, and that's marked there
Massive
by
mark.
Sims. Sims doesn't waste any time. He plays on, goes down the line looking for a teammate, but it's going to be intercepted by the University of Melbourne. They'll bring it straight back. Looks like it could be turned over here again. By the University of Adelaide, handball over the top there. Defensive 50. Running down the wing there is the University of Adelaide.
Doesn't take his eyes off it. Beautiful mark. Beautiful mark from Toby Morn. The bingo meister goes
Toby Morn centres it.
Straight into the hands of Elias. Oh, Tavalis.
Long kick forward. Big scoring chance here for the University of Adelaide. Snap around the body. And he's kicked it. They're on the board.
Cameron McPherson! First blood for Adelaide. What a kick. What an opportunity.
Yeah, there's a big goal there for the University of Adelaide. That'll give them some confidence. Their first goal of the game. 3-6-24 to the University of Melbourne. 1-6 to the University of Adelaide.
Rumour is Cameron McPherson's a bit of an ice cream machine.
Ice cream machine.
Do you reckon that was the secret pre-game snack to get him that goal?
It may well have been. Give him that energy boost, eh?
He's definitely a pretty tough runner. I've heard he's unbeatable on the track, and you can definitely tell the hard work he puts in there to get the run, to get the snap, to get the goal. The ball's up again.
That's won by the University of Melbourne. Now it's turned over. Strong tackle in the middle there. Looks like it's holding the ball. Decision paid, and will go to...
Number 13, Liam Maiden.
Yes. Goes in board looking for a teammate. Again, Cashman can't take the mark. Falls down to the University of Melbourne. Quick kick around the body.
It's going up high and over the boundary line.
But we're going to see a quick response there by the University of Melbourne. It goes out of play and will be brought back in by the umpire just around the corner from the University of Melbourne's goals.
Warren, I think it's a case of tempo footy here. When one team goes, the other responds. Quick goal for goal, or perhaps not.
Absolutely. That was David Morgan there with a quick kick around the body, but he's unfortunately put it out on the full.
The ball's again checking out the facilities of the university, over to the outdoor basketball court. A lot of use over there today.
Absolutely, and it'll be Cameron to bring things back into play for the University of Adelaide. The spectators there getting involved.
Absolutely, all the spectators get involved down today. It's a beautiful afternoon. The sun's starting to come down on this glorious Melbourne afternoon. 29 degrees, and aren't we lucky for that one, Warren?
Absolutely. Could do with a few more faces though. It's not too late to get down here and support your team. That's a dangerous kick there.
Oh,
but it's
courageous.
marked by the University of Melbourne.
Courageous from Zach Turnbull there to contest that one. He's
Very
going
strong
in.
grab. He goes looking for a teammate and he's found one.
Another strong grab in Jack Humphrey, the St Hilda's man. He kicks it long, long, long to the top of the square, and it's in Melbourne hands.
Looks like another goal, is it? It is.
Bang! University of Melbourne smashing it today. 4-6-30 to Adelaide. 1 goal, 6.
14.5 minutes played in the second quarter. So not very long left to go in this second half.
I know I said this was going to be Adelaide's comeback quarter, and I know it's looking unlikely. Warren, I want to hear your words. As we're approaching half-time, it's going to be a tough battle for Adelaide in this second half to get that amount over that 24-point lead. How's it looking?
Well, I think it's all about pressure, and it's all about the run and carry, and they've got to...
pick the ball off the deck here on the wing. But there's the siren, and no late goals for Adelaide.
No, we're good. So that's half-time in the second semi-final here between the University of Melbourne, University of Adelaide. Melbourne University up 4 goals, 6-30. Adelaide 1 goal, 6.
Half, I must say. Very free-flowing style from both teams. A lot of scrappy footy on the ground.
Yeah, probably a few nervous faces out there. But I think once a lot of them probably be glad to get that first half out of the way.
And to get a few goals on the board, it must be reassuring for Melbourne to go into this knowing that they've got that 4-goal lead. It's very comfortable. The boys are looking proud and comfortable walking in today. Got a cheeky grin from Lockie Langford down the back. It doesn't look like the big man's too concerned.
Just wait for the camera.
He knows the win's on the board, or perhaps not
Beautiful.
if Adelaide can get a strong response. Again, Adelaide, the tight-knit
We're going to
team.
cross down to Liam now, who's on the boundary for an interview.
Here with Tom, one of the University of Melbourne stars in that court. What did you think of the half from the University of Melbourne?
Yeah, good start. You get me?
Yeah.
Lapo, our captain, Connor, could have kicked a couple more goals, what do you reckon?
I thought he was pretty good.
Watching too much Tiger, he's trying to kick stingers out there, mate, start them low. No, we were pretty good. Hot one out there, hot around the footy as well. But no, it's a good start. I think the scoreboard speaks for itself. So,
What's the focus for the second half for you boys?
focus for the second half, just keep doing what we're doing, really. Like the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, you can finish that one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think we'll just try to do more of the same, try and apply some more pressure, and
Beautiful. Thanks, Tom. I'll let you get back to your team. Cheers for that.
Thanks for having me on.
Good luck.
Thank you there, Liam, for that interview. And we've got the brass band back, Hannah.
They're going
Right.
with the pop tunes today. I don't mind it.
Right in front of us here in the commentary box.
I must say, with university culture, it's so great to see all types of students getting around this. You know, if you're here for the sport, absolutely beautiful. If you're not, we've got plenty of other things. We've got the donuts, of course, the marching band, the music students getting involved. What a day.
And don't forget that Varsity Challenge is a university sporting competition featuring a number of sports, including Australian rules football, badminton, basketball, hockey, soccer, touch football, table tennis, and ultimate frisbee. That's my kind of sport. So if you're a student watching today, you can contact a university sporting department to see if you can get involved, or also head to varsitychallenge.com.au to learn more.
It's really excellent to see the Varsity Challenge up and about. We know it's one of our newer competitions, but my goodness, how has it's absolutely come up with a bang. We see a lot of students out here to supporting their Melbourne colours.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of donuts flowing, a lot of sausages being eaten.
Beautiful opportunity. We've even got the kids from the sports camp coming down for a snag and see their student athlete heroes down there, because as we all know, pretty hard to play footy of this standard and to be quite the academic. We've got some really interesting degree choices from these boys today.
We do indeed, Hannah.
I think we've got a few agriculture boys in the Melbourne team, in Liam Maiden, Scott Wiley, and even a vet in Ryan Sack. Isn't that interesting that he's equine man by day and then in the afternoon he kicks a footy around?
Why not? Why not?
Some interesting choices with Adelaide as well. Stuart Henschel, we've seen him have his hands on the ball a few times today, and he also dabbles in arts and science. Isn't that impressive? Melvin Craig as well. Art, science and football. What the combination? Pretty impressive that our students can juggle their sports pursuits and their academics.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at some of the other names, and Mingma Sherpa is studying law and commerce. Once caught a 3-metre flathead.
Oh my goodness, the fisherman. Oh, he's absolutely spearing through the ball today, so I'm not surprised in the slightest. Ben Adams studying law and health medicine. Two things which require an extraordinary amount of effort and time, and the footy in there as well. Very impressive, these young men.
Now we've got Lockie Cameron too, who's apparently got an ability to predict the future. And he reckons that Mingma Sherpa is going to be the BOG for Adelaide this year.
You know what?
He has been heavily involved in the game so far, so
I don't think he's wrong. I think the man can predict the future.
if they're going to have a big second half, I reckon they're going to need an even bigger contribution from Sherpa to get him back into this contest.
I mean, young Sherps, he's had his hands on the ball. He's got quite the run. He's quite the speedster. But it's just about getting the goals today. The ball has just not been going through the big sticks, Warren.
No, unfortunately not. Now look, Melbourne could even be further in front if they'd kicked a bit straighter as well. But, we could say they're ball kicking at goals, probably keeping Adelaide in the contest at the moment. But they've got a bit to work on. They've got to come out, really take the game on, I think, which is what Melbourne have been doing in this first half. They're looking for every opportunity to take the ball and run with it and create space up forward. And, they've reaped the rewards for it thus far.
I've been talking a lot about this intuitive footy, but it's very clear, Warren, as you've said, we need some strong leads to the ball. We know these boys love the fly, they love the big mark. I mean, Sam Allen, speak to him once and he'll tell you about the hanger he got on film last year. But today, I don't think it's about the big marks. I think it's about getting the ball off the deck, the beautiful deck that we have today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful service here at the University of Melbourne.
Just the sun setting over the Royal Parade end. It's a majestic afternoon. Where else would you rather be, Warren?
Here Of course.
That's right. If you are around the Parkville campus, come on down, pay us a visit, give us a wave. We've got a nice little crowd building here to see the second half of Melbourne against Adelaide. Again, Melbourne with that 24-point lead. A big second half, no doubt.
As we mentioned before, we're broadcasting live on Facebook through the University of Melbourne Facebook page and also the University of Adelaide Facebook page as well. So if you can't get down to the game, you can catch us live streaming.
Absolutely. As we've said, my name is Hannah Kuhar. With me, Warren Pascoe. We are here on this majestic afternoon as the umpires come back onto the field. They're looking tough, ready to make some big calls in this second half as the ball gets lifted to that beautiful...
Hopefully nothing too controversial.
Hey, we're not taking the leaf out of the AFL book. Nothing too crazy today. We're sticking to the rules that we all know.
The brass band have just finished up. Oh, they got another. They're going to do an encore.
Oh, Harry Potocznik's all about the encore. Give him that extra airtime. He loves it. Bit of a jazzy number. Do you like the jazz, Warren?
Oh, look, I don't mind it.
I'm quite the jazz fan myself.
Who are your favourite jazz performers?
Oh, I feel like I've been born in the wrong era. There are some strong jazz musicians today, of course, a lot of whom you can find down at the VCA, but
Yep.
Playing the violin, I must say I like the jazz, but classical a little bit more.
Classical, yes.
We have a lot of absolute talents down here. Callum Filshy is my tip for, can we call it the rising star of the music faculty?
Oh, okay.
But Warren, tell me, if you were the Adelaide coach today, Craig Smith, what inspiring words would you have for your boys?
I think it's just a matter of getting their hands on the footy, making good first use of the ball as well.
I think he's had
generating a lot of run. They just need to take the game on, I think.
And it looks like we've got another interview.
Oh, yep, Liam, take it away.
Of the University of Adelaide. What do you think?
Well, we're in trouble getting the ball through half forward at the moment, and Melbourne are transitioning really well, really strong half back, which we're trying to hold the ball up, but they're moving the ball really quickly, and we haven't been able to hit as many targets as we like early in the first half.
What's the plan for the second half?
We're going to put a bit more size in the forward line. Hopefully that's going to give us a bit more aerial power in there, but also just trying to adjust how we play between the lines a little bit more and run and carry the football a bit more, try and get the ball deeper. That's the main message at half time.
Good luck. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Liam. And it's Adelaide first to run out on the field. We're still waiting for the University of Melbourne to join us as well for this second half. Sun's coming down.
Now, I'm no mind reader, unlike our favourite Adelaide man, but I reckon we've got an almighty second half on our hands.
Well, I think so.
The Melbourne boys strolling out. They're looking quietly confident. A lot of energy, but they're keeping it together. They know that the next 30 minutes, the ball's probably going to be in their hands if we see anything like the first half when Melbourne had that their lead by 24 points. I'm expecting we've had a bit of a quiet first quarter from number 3 for Melbourne, Ingy Fife. The doctor from Ormond College, we know he's a bit of a speedster.
Yep.
But precision man, as you'd like all doctors to be. Precision
Absolutely.
man and a bit of precision kicking from him in this second half, no doubt.
And the players just break away from their final huddles as we look to kick things off here in the second half of the semi-final between the University of Melbourne and University of Adelaide. Winner to take on Monash University next week in the grand final.
Warren, it's a bit of a Slower start from both teams, I think we can admit, with the 30-6 at half time. Definitely not like the Monash game we saw previously today. Monash 116 to the University of Sydney 16. How do you think either Melbourne or Adelaide are going to rank against Monash next week? Next grand final.
I'm sure they're going to be a tough opponent. Big win like that will give you nothing but huge confidence.
Some words from the big Tim Lee.
From both sides.
I think it was good quality football, Liam. Very pleased to see that we've taken the lead, but overall I think the conditions are fantastic today. The crowd's great, and I think the atmosphere is really supporting a great game of football.
And we're just hearing reports that Monash had won the game earlier by 100 points. So it looks like it will be a Monash-Melbourne final if Melbourne continue their form into the second half. What do you think how do you think the Melbourne boys will go against that Monash side? Obviously a quality outfit.
Yeah, certainly it was an interesting game out there at Monash. They're certainly looking good. I'm very surprised to see that they'd beaten the Sydney team, who've been quite competitive over the last couple of years. So I'm sure my compatriot up there won't be very happy with that outcome. So there'll be no doubt some heads rolling in Sydney. Looking forward to hosting Monash here in the return bout. Hopefully we'll have similar conditions and a great crowd on hand with some good football.
And obviously, this is something that the University of Melbourne and other universities are trying to push. So how do you think that sport at university really contributes to the university experience?
Well, I think on a number of levels. I think no doubt for those that represent the university, so our student athletes, I think it's very important for them to get the opportunity to represent the university on a regular basis in events like the Varsity Challenge. I think then also the opportunities are then for the student population and our alumni to engage on campus with events that are dynamic, they're engaging, and certainly just from the size of the crowd and the number of our alumni and university staff that are attending, it certainly would seem to me that there's a real appetite for this sort of sporting program at universities.
Thanks for your time, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Liam. Good luck.
Cheers, Hannah and Warren.
Thank you, Liam. And you're back live with myself, Warren Pascoe, and Hannah.
Hannah Kuha, that's me. Whilst you've been with Tim and Liam, we've had another snag on the board from Melbourne, bringing to 5-6-36 Adelaide, 1 goal zip.
Yeah, not the start the University of Adelaide would have wanted in this third quarter, but still plenty of time for them to get back in the game.
It's the jet lag, I tell you, Warren, it's the jet lag. But
all the time difference.
Not a problem for Toby Morn. Of course, the bingo sensation has streamed down the wing. Scrappy hand passes, but the ball's going to spill clear into the University of Melbourne hands.
No contest there.
Big boot from Harry Winpope.
Long kick. University of Melbourne trying to go forward. That's Lappin out there. He might pick the ball up. No.
Oh,
it's taken by the University of Adelaide, but it falls to Lappin anyway as he goes inboard looking for a teammate. And he spots Langford, who plays on.
More selfless footy. Oh, not into the hands of Melbourne opponents.
And it's a scoring opportunity gone begging there for the University of Melbourne.
The former Hawthorn man should know better, but he has kicked a few good kicks today, so we'll go easy on him.
Yeah, cleared by the University of Adelaide defence, and we've got a throw in. Tapped down by the University of Adelaide. Uni Mel pick up the ball, looking to come back into play, but it's gone out again. We'll have another throw in. Played 3.5 minutes here in this third quarter. 5-6-36 to the University of Melbourne. 1 goal 6 to Adelaide.
Oh, a clearing kick, a big booming kick off in the direction. Oh, no, not quite. Into the direction of big Alex Moore, but he doesn't grab it.
Strong contest, but he's won a free kick there. University of Adelaide going forward here.
Edward Sims surging ball.
Defended well there by the University of Melbourne. It's picked up though by the University of Adelaide.
Alex Moore has his hands on it for a moment, but it's back into Melbourne hands. Oh, a convincing bump from the young Elias down there.
A few quick handballs there by the University of Melbourne. And a long kick going forward.
Back to Lockie Langford.
Spots up Langford there, who will kick from about 45 metres out. Not much of an angle.
This time he's looking for the snag. He's got the determined look in his face, hands through the hair. He knows it's time to line up and load.
He's going for the Dennis Lilly run up here. He's gone back almost all the way to the centre square. As he kicks from 50, long ball.
Beautiful kick.
Umpire doesn't move.
Straight through the sticks. Massive goal to Lockie Langford.
And 6-6-42 to the University of Melbourne. 1 goal 6 to the University of Adelaide here in the second semi-final. We're coming live to you from
the university's beautiful facilities down here at Parkville. And of course, with the sun setting on we can see the pool from here, we can see the academic facilities, but we are here at the home of footy, the home of the Uni Blues, Uni Blacks, and of course our mighty varsity team.
Oh, it's good work in the centre there by Humphrey, twisting and turning. As the University of Melbourne go forward and through Cashman, the long kick forward, and he spots...
I think he was looking for Connor Lappin down there, the big captain, but might not be the case.
Spilled the mark, and we'll have a throw in just around the corner from the University of Melbourne's goals here. So still another big scoring chance.
Lockie Langford electing for the ruck there against Lachlan Cameron. But the ball gets taken in again, and it looks like it's another ball up. It's dangerously close to the Melbourne goals here, and a big kick.
And that was a beautiful, that was all set up from the ruck.
Cashman making it rain. Massive goals.
Yeah. Raining goals now. 7-6-48 to the University of Melbourne. 1 goal 6 to the University of Adelaide.
The good-looking one. I love it. I love the attention. Eventually I started to have trouble with my eyes. It just went all foggy. My eyesight's much better than what it was. It's all about having fun, getting out there and doing it. If it was up to me, I'd never stop.
As he goes forward, finds a teammate. Goes in board, looking for Lappin again, can't mark. Falls to the University of Adelaide. Quick clearing kick out of defence.
Lockie Cameron going for the mark there. Doesn't quite get it, but inspiration nonetheless. Edward Sims getting slightly crunched in that tackle, but he drags it back in. We're seeing some inspirational football from Sims, but not enough to get his team over the line.
Yeah, a couple of strong tackles there in the centre, and it's University of Melbourne will come away with the free kick.
We're seeing some leads from Melbourne. Oh
no, crunching.
Jack Humphrey going for the big mark, but no, not today. The captain wants his slice of the pie. And
we might get another chance though as the University of Melbourne go forward again, but it's not to be.
I think Connor Lappin, perhaps a spray at half-time to lift the boys and lift for a few marks, but he was selfless before with a hand pass, but then a bit selfish with that mark.
That's it. So throw in by the boundary umpire falls to the University of Adelaide as they clear out of defence. Nice mark there on the wing as he goes in board looking for a teammate. It looks like it's going to be turned over here by the University of Melbourne.
Definitely courageous from Stuart Henschel there. Bit of a bump. But no, it's going to be Ryan Sack with the run. He goes big kick up to the goal square. And it goes through for a point.
7.
Not even through for a point. The ball spills back in, and it's play on. Into the safe hands of Lockie Cameron, number 20 for Adelaide today. Over to Hamish Wallace, who takes them on. He goes for the run. Hand pass off down the wing. It's going to be a low spearing kick, but alas, tapped by Melbourne. Back into Melbourne hands. The ball's locked into the centre square with Ryan Sack looking for a long kick.
Going forward, that's turned over by the University of Adelaide, but strong tackle there.
Zach Turnbull looking very strong with the hands there, but just
Could have
slipping
been.
through. Oh, my apologies, Samuel Price. Shout out to Pricey today.
We'll have a ball up 40 metres out from the University of Melbourne's goal.
And bang! In G5, he stands up and kicks it through the big sticks. It's Melbourne 8-6-54 to Adelaide. 1 goal.
Yeah, the University of Melbourne with all the ascendancy in this third quarter, generating all the forward play. But not just that, just making the most of it as well, converting all their scoring opportunities.
NG5, he's coming off to the interchange here, must say. He's looking a little puffed, looking a little red, but good to see the big man working hard.
Indeed. As the umpire restarts things. A few big tackles there in the centre. As the University of Adelaide try and surge forward.
Henschel
Quick
to
kick out
Morn
there.
there.
By Morn. Nice, but he can't find a teammate. Falls in the hands of University of Melbourne. That's got Scott Wiley with the ball as he goes out wide. Looking for Sack and finds him. Goes in board.
Beautiful chip inside from
Finds a teammate
the veterinarian.
Main goes out wide. Looking for Allen. Nice mark there on the run. Kick was a bit too wide though. Goes out of play and we're going to have a throw in. About 35 metres out from the University of Melbourne's goal. 11 minutes played here in this second semi-final. Melbourne 54, Adelaide 6 as the boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Quick kick out of their defence there by the University of Adelaide. Strong tackle there by the University of Melbourne player. And we'll have another throw in, this time out on the wing.
You've got to feel sorry for Lockie Cameron, the big full forward from Adelaide. He's standing almost, he's the only Adelaide player in the forward 50 right now. Hands on the hips. He's ready to, he's saying, boys, get it down. I want some snags. Perhaps he would have better luck at our barbecue, hey Warren?
You may well do. May well do. As the University of Melbourne go forward, that's a nice mark taken there. Couldn't quite see who it was. Strong tackle there. Gang tackled.
Gang tackle, now that.
And it's going to result in a free kick to the University of Melbourne for holding the ball.
Interesting phrase there, Warren.
So, yeah, it was about three players on him, so he probably paid the team holding the ball decision.
Quite the atmosphere building over here, I must say. We've got the music going on. The donuts are still flying out the door.
Absolutely. As sorry to interrupt you there, Hannah. As Cashman kicks the goal for the University of Melbourne. I think it came from a 50-metre penalty as well. There's another one there. 9-6-60 to 1-6 in favour of the University of Melbourne. We've played 13 minutes in this third quarter. Of course, as we mentioned earlier on, we're broadcasting live on Facebook through the University of Melbourne Facebook page and also through the University of Adelaide Facebook page.
Warren, I'm an optimist. I want Adelaide to give us a bit of a challenge here. It is the Varsity Challenge. That's what they're here to do. What's it going to take? Is it possible for them to have a big final term?
I'm going to state the obvious here. They've got to start by getting their hands on the ball and using it better.
Oh,
But just as I say that, University of Melbourne go forward and get another goal.
it's not going to happen while Sam Allen's in
Allen.
town.
He's got a few already today.
Just an easy run. Another goal from 1 metre from the boundary line. Isn't it funny? The most dangerous spot on the field today would be that just get your ruler out from the boundary line and they're just chipping it in. It's just too easy.
Just generating all the forward pressure now. University of Melbourne. All the scoring opportunities. What can Adelaide do?
What can Adelaide do? It's going to be a big question for Craig Smith. their coach this afternoon as the sun sets on the mighty Parkville Oval. Melbourne's really picking up the speed here. Bit of intensity.
Strong tackle there. University of Adelaide with the ball.
Oh, bit of a
Marini tackled as he kicked it.
roar from the crowd here.
Oh, another strong tackle there by the University of Adelaide. So they're definitely not giving up. And they've won the free kick as a result of that tackle, holding the ball. And we'll see if they can get back on the scoreboard here.
Look at this, Adelaide lining up for a goal. It's going to be a big one. Big inspirational goal if it goes through. As we lining it up. It's a sizzling kick.
Forward, just misses to the left.
Off to the left.
Behind 117 to Adelaide, 10-6-66 to the University of Melbourne.
Right.
Played 15 minutes.
Right on the siren there, Warren.
It was right on the siren too.
They've just snuck it through.
And that ends the third quarter of this second semi-final.
60 points.
And that was all pretty one-sided, that third quarter. We're hoping for a more input from the University of Adelaide.
Adelaide, I must say, they're a tenacious team. I'm not a gambling lady, but I'd put my money on them really bringing it up in this final quarter with now the lead stretching out to 66 points. We're going to have to see something inspirational from Adelaide at Varsity Challenge today.
My name's Alex. Starting uni was daunting at first. The music course, people from first years all the way through to second year masters or even PhD students all interact. In your first year you learn about how music started, where it started, what it sounded like, and how it developed and who developed it. It really shows you where the stuff that we're playing now, where that all came from. It's putting into practice what you have practiced for so long and being a part of something bigger than yourself. That's what I love doing.
I'm Jared. I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts in Politics, International Studies and Spanish, and I'm also doing a Diploma of Languages in Japanese. I ended up being able to do a whole bunch of really interesting, really engaging classes where we're doing like literature or like social content or societal studies, things like that in the foreign language, so taught and assessed everything entirely in that language, all the readings as well. That was really incredible. No matter what you're doing, you'll find things that link up between it, and that's just awesome.
Hi, well, I'm Joyce. I studied the Bachelor of Commerce from like 2014 to 17, and then this year I started the Economics Honours. You limit yourself if you just come to uni for your lectures, for your tutorials. What's great about Bachelor's Commerce is that they give you so many opportunities outside the classroom. That was such a large part of my commerce degree.
And over to Liam Pedersen, our boundary rider for today. He's got a little interview lined up. Or perhaps not.
We lost him.
Not today. He likes to prepare these ones, Liam. Have a bit of a pre-chat. But not this afternoon. He's already done too much pre-work. Perhaps a little bit later, Liam. Keep working hard on that boundary line for us today at the mighty University of Melbourne, where we are watching the University of Melbourne 11-6-72 lead the University of Adelaide 2-1-13. My name is Hannah Kuhar, and with me Warren Pascoe. Warren.
Dementia is a thief. We have a responsibility to manage the health of people with dementia and the depression often associated with it without defaulting to medication. As music therapists, we connect to people's emotional state through music. When we find the person behind the dementia, it has a significant ripple effect.
we compete in academia, but today we're talking about football and the AFL competition. This game, of course, the second semi-final. Earlier today we had Monash convincingly beat the University of Sydney 116-16. I'm going to throw it back to Liam Petterson. He's on the boundary line with another interview.
Thanks, Hannah. I'm here with Tom Lutwich, the Sport Performance Coordinator at the University of Melbourne. Tom, you've been with us for a few years now. You've seen a lot of these games. What do you think about the standard of this game?
The standard of this game has been really good, and we're really happy with it from obviously both teams. The competition itself has been going for about 4 or 5 years now, with other universities like Sydney, Monash involved, and the standards exponentially increased across those years. So it's good to see both teams putting in a great performance today.
And what have you got in store for us in terms of upcoming Varsity Challenge matches and other sort of inter-university games?
Yeah, sure. So there's plenty of opportunities for students to represent their various universities or students to support their university. We've got the Big Blue versus Monash coming up later in the year. On the 1st of May, we've got our home leg, which we've got sports like basketball, hockey and soccer. And then we also continue to play Monash in other sports later in the year as well. We've got also opportunities to represent and support university at events like Uni Nationals, Div 1 and 2. So, and they're sports all across the board, so plenty of chances for students to get out there and support the University of Melbourne.
Will we see you out there one day, Tom? Or
it's a little bit past me, Liam, but thank you for checking. No, I've hung up the boots, so to speak.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate your time.
That's Liam down there on the boundary. Thank you, Liam, for your hard work this afternoon. You're live at the University of Melbourne Parkville campus, and you're with Warren and Hannah, and this is the second semi-final between the University of Melbourne and University of Adelaide. We're in the 4th quarter now.
Golden hour, some
Yes.
may call it. We've got a lot of families down here. See, had a chat to little Finn, little Ollie. They're enjoying the spectacle this afternoon with their university, the University of Melbourne, coming through with a massive 59-point lead going into this final term.
Clearing kick there by the University of Adelaide. Player finds a teammate in Sims.
Safe, Simo.
Board, but it looks like it could be turnover here. And come back in the way of the University of Melbourne.
Strong bump, lips Mitch Marini on his back.
That's Cossa there with the ball.
Oh, down the
Centre
line.
wing goes down the line. Nice kick. Finds a teammate in Wiley.
Popular player here. A lot of cheers from the sideline here. It's going to be a big kick from Scott Wiley. Up.
It's a strong mark. That's a strong
Very.
mark taken there by Lappin.
The big
Doesn't
captain.
waste any time.
He goes to the top of the square, but alas, not to be. Into Adelaide hands. Can Adelaide get a run on here? Yes, they're looking. Hand pass, dodge. They're charging through. They're coming back with a vengeance.
Strong clearing kick.
Or
for the
perhaps
University of
not.
Adelaide.
Perhaps not as the ball spills over, Warren. Maybe I'm getting a bit too excited here. Adelaide do show these moments where they look like they're going to come back.
Gained him some territory, but it's going to come back in the way of the University of Melbourne. Goes down the line, but it's a turnover. It's going to resulting kick from, can't see who that was.
Strong into the hands of Samet there, who checks out the options. He's scanning left, right, elects to chip just into the middle over to Mitch Marini. Mitch Marini looks to kick a long one down into the middle. Oh, he was looking into the forward 50, but straight back into Melbourne hands.
Yeah, it's great defence there by the University of Melbourne.
Oh, a strong spoil there, and charge, and
Wiley
massive
kicks his tackle
tackle.
as he kicks it.
Massive tackle from Mitch Marini. Wastes no time, gets the ball back, gets crunched in the tackle, but inspirational from Marini here. Must say, he'd get my BOG if I was one of the men in green today.
Yeah, things starting to get a bit physical now down there. A few strong tackles. Lots to play for still. As the umpire throws it in.
Oh, Alex Moore spinning back into the Marini.
There's Moore again getting involved.
An easy kick, safe
Sets
kick
up
down
a
to the middle, but
pass.
they waste no time.
Wallace.
Hamish Mollers. He goes over to the wing. Safe hands of the young Zach Turnbull there. Turnbull looks like he's going to unleash here. A massive goal. to bring Adelaide into the double digits.
Yeah, they need this one, University of Adelaide. Build some confidence. Get back into the game. Big kick. Good kick, it's a goal. That's straight through the middle. Goal umpire doesn't move. And University of Adelaide 2-1-13. Trailing University of Melbourne at the moment. 10-6-66. We've played 4 minutes here in the final term of the second semi-final.
And if that goal had come about half an hour earlier, I'd say we'd have almost a fight on our hands. But it is still that one-sided affair with Melbourne looking on cruise control and Adelaide really fighting to get their hands on the ball.
Hopefully it's not too little too late. I mean, you know, it's still a lot of football to play. Anything can happen.
Crazier things have happened in sport. I mean, we've seen Winks go absolutely cruising through horse racing up until the retirement. Maybe Adelaide can turn into a late form Winks and just steamroll through to the end.
You think so?
Oh, I'm a believer, Warren. I'm a believer.
That was almost a great mark there from Cashman. He came down with the ball anyway and kick around the body, but couldn't convert.
Yeah.
So just another behind there to the University of Melbourne. They move to 10-7-67. University of Adelaide 2-1-13.
Coach Carness not showing any mercy. His boys still up on that zone, still up with that frontal pressure. Unforgiving from Melbourne here.
Absolutely. A lot of forward pressure shown by the University of Melbourne today. And a lot of strong clearances as well out of the centre that set up a lot of their play.
Who's it going to be? We've got a tap from Alex Moore there as it comes out to the wing. Hamish Wallace looks for the mark, gets the ball back, and we're running. He takes a bounce, takes the second bounce. He gets the ball away and into the forward 50. Over now to our main man, Liam Petterson. What have you got for us, Liam? Bit of a chat on the boundary.
G'day guys, I'm here with Kusal. Kusal, how are you going?
Very good, thank you.
Could you just tell us a bit about your role at the University of Melbourne?
So I'm the head of sports medicine at Elite Academy for all the sports physio needs. That's what I'm covering at the game today. And pretty much, being able to help prepare our athletes. But today there was a dual role. We helped Adelaide out as well because they couldn't bring a trainer along.
And could you give us some insight into the way that university athletes have to prepare for these kind of events?
Obviously all of our athletes are students. Most of them have been doing lectures and studying, and then they obviously have to prepare for a high-skill game like this, a lot of running, endurance. So the demands are very different to elite athletes. And sometimes it's more difficult because there's stress levels are high, then they have to prepare their bodies, and there's a lot more preparation they have to do, and then obviously we're here to support them and see how we can help out.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time, Kusal. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Thanks for your work there, Liam, on the boundary. As the University of Melbourne press forward, and we've got Cashman again getting involved. Kicks, finds. Who was that?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lockie Langford again. He's been lining up in front of goals all day. But, sure enough, it's our man Lockie looking to kick. He's kicked a few today. I'm going to say 3 or 4. He's split the game apart. But
as he comes in, no angle, 15 metres out. And he slots it through. Another goal to the University of Melbourne. 11-7-73. They move to University of Adelaide 2-2-14. 8 minutes played in the final term here of the second semi-final.
I must say, thanks to our boundary rider, Liam Petterson today, we should call him the man with the scoop. He knows who to speak to down at the University of Melbourne. Really good to see all of our friends from MU Sport coming down. We've got all the big celebs. I spot Tim Lee in the crowd. Of course, our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Duncan, is on the... just on the benches over here today, a man of the people.
Yeah, quite a few people down here today as well. There's a few more faces dropping in as we look around. The umpire restarts play. And University of Adelaide with the clearance. Go forward. And they'll have a shot at goal. From about 50 metres out, I reckon. Slight angle.
He loads up. It's a big kick. It's a long kick, and it's looking good. It is looking good. It's not looking good. It was a point.
Just to the right.
A lot of bad luck from Adelaide today. I really feel sorry for them. They've come all this way, and they're being put to task today by Melbourne. But Cameron McPherson, he's been giving Melbourne a bit of a challenge, a bit of a varsity challenge, the ice cream man. He'll pick up a handy free kick here. Waste no time chipping it into the middle. Oh, but a sensational grab from Ryan Sack. He's quite comfortable kicking out to a straight lead over to Connor Lappin. The captain looks for Lockie Langford, doesn't quite get there. The ball's going to go over. Oh, Langford keeps it in. He runs, takes a bounce, and a big snap. It's a goal from Lockie Langford.
I'd almost say that's goal of the day.
Goal of the day. Warren. There have been a lot of goals from Melbourne today. 12 goals from Melbourne, 2 goals from Adelaide, and you're calling that one the goal of the day.
I like that one.
Beautiful call, Warren. I think there have been some impressive snaps today, but Langford definitely putting on a masterclass, I'd call it.
Yeah, University of Melbourne moving to 12.779. University of Adelaide 2.3.15. 10 minutes played now. Not long to go. Now it looks like Melbourne Uni are going to go through to play University of Monash next week in the grand final.
I think it'll be an exciting lineup. We've seen Melbourne and Monash, traditional rivals in any sport, whether it be the netty, the footy, any sport. They're 2 top universities coming together for this.
As the umpire throws the ball up.
And it's just surging from Melbourne now.
There's Wiley with the clearance.
Off to date.
Morgan,
bit of a
with the
back
ball.
pedal. Back pedal.
And he goes in board. Back to Wiley.
They're just chipping it around now. Adelaide, they're scrambling to find that defensive pressure. Hey, it seems to be...
If they're not careful, they might turn it over, though.
As the ball does spill out back into Melbourne hands. Ball goes up, and it's going to be touch, and another snap. A lot of right foot snaps on the field today, Ryan.
Oh, big mark there. Big mark there, taken by the University of Melbourne player. Can't quite see who it is, though.
A sensational grab if I've ever seen one, Warren.
Strong grab.
But who else from Ryan Sack? He's been a star today.
He's been in amongst it all day, hasn't he, Anna? Makes no mistake.
Another goal. Raining goals.
So it's 13.785 to the University of Melbourne, 2.3.15 to the University of Adelaide.
The young vet, he looks very comfortable in the paddock today.
Absolutely, with the footy, kicking goals.
He'll be riding on the horses. Warren doesn't like that one.
As the umpire throws it off to restart play, and it's Adelaide University quick clearance, but it's
big bump from Cameron McPherson today.
University of Melbourne equal to the challenge. Tackle there by the University of Adelaide player.
Sensational, Aiden. Sensational. But
Lappin again, looking for a teammate out wide in main. He can't keep it in, and we'll have a throw in at 20 metres out from the University of Melbourne's goals.
Mackenzie Main, he's a Bachelor of Design student and absolutely got the field in order today. He's played a good one.
As the umpire throws it in, only a couple of minutes to go now. Quick kick out of defence there by the University of Adelaide.
Well, they take their time there, a bit of a rain of a hand pass. They take their
sharing
time.
it around now, the University of Melbourne.
Sharing the love.
Oh, he's hit the post.
Trent Cossa.
He's hit the post. 13.886. University of Melbourne, University of Adelaide 2.3.15. coming up to 14 minutes played in this final term.
Good to see Melbourne sharing the ball around here. They've got plenty of it at the moment. I think it started at the first quarter with Connor Lappin, the big captain, going for the hand pass over the top to get his teammates in the game, and it's continued throughout the day. They've been raining goals from all types of players, all types of students.
Absolutely.
We must remember.
They're sharing it around. A lot of players getting involved in and amongst the contest. As University of Melbourne press forward again, there's a strong mark taken there by Lappin. He doesn't waste any time. He plays on, and he spots up a teammate in Langford.
It's going to be I know it's only a hour-long flight, but man, it's going to feel like a long one for these Adelaide boys.
It will. It's a heavy defeat for them today.
Unfortunately, last year going the same result, losing in the semi-final to Melbourne to not head into the grand final.
Yeah, well, it's not what they would have hoped for, that's for sure.
History repeats. Lockie Langford goes through for the point
Yeah, he's
there.
just missed it to the right. Another behind to the University of Melbourne, 39.87, 2.3.15, University of Adelaide. As it's in the final stages now of this final term of the second semi-final.
Bit of a high tackle there, not called on Hamish. Hamish Wallace gets rid of the ball anyway. Ferocious player. The former Melburnian, maybe we need to get him back.
That's it, it's over. University of Melbourne are our winners today.
Through to the grand final against Monash. What a day, Warren, what a day.
Yeah, big win, 39.87 to 2.3.15. Strong victory here by Melbourne University.
As the boys go to shake hands, I think it's going to be tough to choose the best on ground today. Warren, who would your votes go to?
Oh, look, too many to choose from. Langford was really strong up forward.
Absolute standout today.
Lappin as well. Another big presence up forward.
We've had some strong Melbourne performances. Absolutely. Langford, we can't look past him. He got how many goals, Warren? Putting on a show.
Too many to count.
Putting on a show.
Cashman as well was very involved for Melbourne University.
But I'm going to say University of Adelaide, whilst the team performance wasn't there, there was some impressive individual performances. Cameron McPherson, he put on a very good game today. But my man, Mitch Marini, I think he's best on for Adelaide. He had the man of corporate finance. He made the money talk on the field, but unfortunately not enough to get Adelaide home.
No, unfortunately for them it wasn't.
Unfortunately for the captain, Doug Radford, he told us to tell us, to tell everyone, that he scores more goals in varsity than he has in a single club season. Thank you for that fact, Dougie. Unfortunately, couldn't kick a few today. But stay with us for plenty more action.
I'm Jared. I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts in Politics, International Studies and Spanish, and I'm also doing a Diploma of Languages in Japanese. I ended up being able to do a whole bunch of really interesting, really engaging classes where we're doing like literature or like social content or societal studies, things like that in the foreign language, so taught and assessed everything entirely in that language, all the readings as well. That was really incredible. No matter what you're doing, you'll find things that link up between it, and that's just awesome.
Pneumonia is the biggest killer of children worldwide. Oxygen is the life-saving medicine that is all around us. But to use oxygen to treat pneumonia, you need power. This is where we did a lot of our research. We found a way to increase access to oxygen where unreliable electricity is causing children to die. This year, we saved our first life.
My name's Ollie Murray. I am studying a Bachelor of Science. At the beginning of my degree, I did some physics subjects, some math subjects, some engineering subjects. But I ended up taking this one subject named Engineering Computation, which is the first computing subject I'd done at the university and between high school as well. After doing that, I changed all of my degree to doing computing. It was on the back of a recommendation from another physics student who said, oh, you really need to do this if you're going to do an engineering.
Excited to go up to Brisbane if we won, so pretty pumped up with that. So, yeah.
What do you make of the boys' performance? I noticed tackling pressure was something that you focused on. Was that something you looked forward to going into the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a couple of the smaller boys in there, so Mackenzie Mann and Jackie Humphrey from Mildura. So we didn't really have much of a midfield last week against Monash, so to have a bit more of a midfield this week certainly helps. So
you'll be playing Monash in the grand final. I think it's going penciled down for the middle of May. Do you know much about that side, the Monash University side?
Yeah, as I said, we played them 2 weeks ago and we drew against them. We've got a much stronger team this week, so yeah, I mean they're a pretty good team, but I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to get the job done with the group we've got. We're a pretty talented group, so yeah.
Good stuff, Connor. Thanks for your time, mate, and well done today.
Dementia is a thief. We have a responsibility to manage the health of people with dementia and the depression often associated with it without defaulting to medication. As music therapists, we connect to people's emotional state through music. When we find the person behind the dementia, it has a significant ripple effect.
My name's Alex. Starting uni was daunting at first. The music course, people from first years all the way through to second year masters or even PhD students all interact. In your first year you learn about how music started, where it started, what it sounded like, and how it developed and who developed it. It really shows you where the stuff that we're playing now, where that all came from. It's putting into practice what you have practiced for so long and being a part of something bigger than yourself. That's what I love doing.
Okay, welcome. We've just finished. We've had the big conclusion to our game. Melbourne 13-9-87, Adelaide 2-3-15. Now to wrap it up, I'm throwing it over to Tom Ludwig down there with the boys.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd just like to thank both Adelaide and Melbourne for participating in a fantastic Varsity Challenge Cup semi-final today. A lot of great football on display. There's plenty of history between these two teams going back over 150 years. To say a few words and to present the trophy to the winning captain, I'd like to hand over to President of the Melbourne University Football Club, Andrew Donald.
Okay, I think that's actually working.
Yeah, no, it is. You just can't hear it over the outside.
Well, first things, I'd like to thank the boys from Adelaide for coming across. Thank you, Douglas, and thank you very much. Played a great game today, boys, and well done. And safe trip back to Adelaide, and good luck with the Blacks this year. Hope it's a great season. To our boys, well done. We're through to the final. That's terrific. I thought everybody played really well today. I'm very proud of our boys, as you'd think I would be. And now, if Connor could come up, and I'd like to present him with the trophy.
So that wraps up the presentation down here, guys. Melbourne, the winners, and a great effort from Adelaide coming all the way over today. The next match will be Melbourne versus Monash in the grand final. Back to you in the commentary box.
Well, how good is that? Connor Lappin with the cup above his head there. Melbourne Uni off to the grand final.
Absolutely, coming away winners here against the University of Adelaide 13-9-87 to 2-3-15. As the lights come on, that about is a wrap from us here at the University of Melbourne's wonderful Parkville campus.
Of course, stay tuned for our grand final that's upcoming between Monash and Melbourne. Of course, there are plenty of other varsity opportunities. So if you are an uni athlete yourself, make sure you take an interest and head to varsitychallenge.com.au to get involved and to watch all of the other sports, because as we know, Warren, we've got a lot of student athletes across our group of 8. It's time to see them on the field, on the pitch or on the court.
Absolutely, it's been a great day, great day for the University of Melbourne, not so for the University of Adelaide, but I'm sure they'll be back again next year, bigger and stronger than ever. That's it from us.
Warren Pascoe, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And from us, we're going to sign out now. Thanks for tuning in on Facebook and on our sports livecast. That's all from us. My name is Hannah Kuhar, signing off for the day. Melbourne Uni 13987 to the University of Adelaide 2315.
Go.